Hey, Lena.
Hi, I'm here.
Hello. Where do we have snow?
I'm so excited. I already see 7 people
I
online. Ooh.
know, I know. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning from Los Angeles. Having my coffee.
Yes, Los
Look at
Angeles
this
here
cup.
too.
My
Snow might be a couple of minutes late. I was just with her on FaceTime and something happened with the baby, so she had to, she's supposed
Oh,
to go.
okay.
We
Okay.
might start without her, but I'm sure she's gonna join our super soon.
Yes.
So,
All right. Lena, you go. Let's get this started.
right. So this guy is kind of interactive, although you're gonna only hear us talk. There is a chat on the bottom of your screen where you can always send us, um, your questions or anything related to the topic. And as we're talking, we'll try to address those things as we go. For example, I would like to know right now, where are you guys? So you can type us where you are.
Yes,
That
where you are in the country. And how's the weather
way.
like? I think that's our last beautiful day here in LA. I saw the weather forecast and it's going to be bad, bad, bad. I'm like, no. Even I'm inside, I like the sun coming in the window.
So we're super happy that you all guys here and made it. This is our first talk, so bear with us. We're gonna have to try to figure out how this whole thing works. We might be like, oh my God, hold on a second, technical difficulties.
Basically, it's three girls having coffee, and we all let you guys be there.
Cheers.
Hello, hello from Virginia. Terry, hi, Fort Lauderdale, love you. Mwah.
Ooh, North
North
Carolina.
Carolina, make sure you send your messages to everyone. Everybody does that already.
Right. So we see them on the feed. All right. Oh, again, welcome,
Linda from
welcome,
LA.
welcome. So
Oh, we have the first
hi,
valid
Linda. Well, we're gonna introduce each other in case if we have somebody on the chat who doesn't know us. I'll start with me, and then Babette, you can go, and then we're still waiting for Snow.
Okay.
All right. Born and raised in Soviet Union, Russia. 90s were pretty much just like this. If you guys don't know what lines are, now you do. No toilet paper, been there, done that, newspaper all the way, you do this. But anyway, in Russia, we used to dance 3 programs. Actually, it was Latin standard and Russian, like folk dancing. But my Russian titles, I was Russian national champion, Russian 10 dance champion. Then I immigrated at 21 to US, so 1998. I guess now you can count my age. So here in US, I became a national finalist and representative to the world. When I danced with Max, we were top 6 in the world in international Latin.
It's the Max. It's Max Schmarkovsky.
The Max, yes. And then I turned dancing American rhythm, which, by the way, probably ended up to be my favorite style because it allows so much much more freedom. And I danced with Tony Delaney, and we became national and world champions in that style. That was exciting. And then we retired. So I also made it on Dancing with the Stars. I was there for a couple of seasons as a pro with Tucker Carlson and Clyde the Glide Drexler, and dance few appearances there. And after that, all I do right now is judging competitions, I'm coaching. I coached national Olympic champions Charlie and Meryl in figure skating. So they're actually not national, they're national Olympic. That's a new title. Olympic gold medalists. Here you go. And right now I own a dance competition with Karina Smirnov, and I enjoy my 2 little boys, Magnus and Odin, who's 6 and 4. That's it. That's me.
I guess it's my turn.
Yes, go ahead.
So I'm from Salzburg, Austria. That's the Sound of Music city. And I was born and raised in the 70s. Now you guess my age. And I came to the US. I obviously danced since I'm 3 years old. I do ballroom since I'm 16. And I came to the US and turned professional 20 years ago. in 2000, and it was Jonathan Roberts who was my partner then, who brought me into the US. I actually came to California initially, and then, you find your way through the dance career, and I ended up becoming Scottish professional champion. That was my title I won. My former partner was from Scotland, and we danced for Scotland. We represented Scotland in all major world European championships, all World Series competition, Blackpool, UK, international, and we did that in Latin. So I'm a Latin dancer, even though a few of you guys would remember me from Smooth. I only did Smooth a year and a half. Latin I actually danced for, 30 years now. So that's my jam. I also did 10 dance. I also went to the Worlds and Europeans in 10 dance for Scotland. So I do some standard, but I claim myself for Latin for first and foremost, and secondarily for standard and smooth. I lived in many places. I lived in Chicago. I lived in Florida for a long time. I had 2 big Fred Astaire studios there. What else did I do? I lived in Hong Kong. I did the whole Hong Kong thing. I was asked to go on the British version of Dancing with the Stars 3 times because we were Scottish champions. And I said no 3 times because I already had the studio. So that train passed. I retired in 2009 and started judging. And then, hello, Stella. Okay, that's my doggy. That's Stella. And after that, I judged, and then I met my husband, Dimitri, and he convinced me we should dance again. So for about a year and a half in 2012-13, I went back out on the floor with Dimitri. You all know him from Ballroom Backstage. And I did that as long as my body could do it, and then my body just couldn't do it anymore. Still did some shows until 2016, but, I went back to the judging floor, and nowadays I'm judging. I'm traveling around the country if I can again. I'm grounded now like everybody. And I visit studios, I'm coaching, and I have lots of projects. You can go to BabetteBrown.com and see all my projects. I'm having my shop. I'm having my blog. I'm having a realtor license now. I've started acting. So I'm doing lots of things. I don't have boys, girls, I don't have kids. I only have my pets. So I guess I have more time to spend with all those projects. And I must say, I thoroughly enjoy all of them. So yeah, that's pretty much me. And oh, there is Snow.
Oh, Snow is here. Yes.
Snow.
Everybody.
Hello. You just come in time. Now it's your turn.
It's my turn.
I want to know, is she okay? Is everything, all the babies okay?
Yes, we had a dramatic moment right before we had to start this, and my baby is okay. It's gonna be okay. She decided to show off with the scooter, and apparently, since we can't leave the house, she can only do it in the garage. And it was a little bloody drama, but we got it out of control. Anyway, how's everybody doing? Can we wait? I can see some people joining us. It's so nice. Yes. Good morning.
I'm still checking that link to people.
I send you a link to your website. So
right.
You missed a little bit. We did a welcome, and Babette and I already introduced ourselves, and now you can talk about you, who you are. We know you.
Okay. Well, so my name is Urbin. Some of the people know me from So You Think You Can Dance or Dancing with the Stars, but that's not the highlights of my career. My career started at the age of 3. I grew up in Russia, in Siberia, in a big academy, dance academy. My mom was a professional choreographer, and she is the one who pretty much has been my biggest mentor. I don't really do a lot of live chats. I like private lessons and, enjoying being one-on-one, but girls talked me into this, and I would love to get to know everyone and be a part of this beautiful community and talk show.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
All right. We already actually have one person asking questions about competitions and stuff like that. So what we're gonna do, guys, we'll explain how it's gonna work in the future. Today is pretty much just the introduction and what it is that we're gonna do. And then we love all those topics that you guys gonna submit to us, because we'll slowly gonna go through them. All right. But basically the talk is about just anything dance. Sometimes maybe we'll talk about non-dance, I don't know, kids or something, but anything in dance, makeup, costumes, shoes, competitions, what the judge is looking for, how to train, whether you're a beginner dancer or you're, you know, just a trainee teacher or student or professional dancer. So with judging, for sure, it seems like the topic everybody is super interested in.
And I think we also engaged and talked about that we're going to bring a guest people. So if you guys want to see somebody, it would be super, super awesome if you can suggest that you would love to see this person as a celebrity in our world. And, you know, anything to do with the costume designers, if you have questions on how to develop things or how to find the new look or anything like that, we would also be able to answer that, right?
Yeah, we'll also
hairstylist and makeup artist.
Yeah. We'll also would like if you guys send us a funny one. Maybe we'll do some funny, I don't know,
a Macarena dance.
Yes, like my Macarena right now. I did it in class while I was going crazy. You can check it out. But we opened a Facebook group, so you can find us. It's literally just called Dance Talk. And if you can join us there, we'll be posting things there about next feeds. There's events that are already organized. So on the right side of the Facebook, it says topics. So what I did is actually created a topics there. What would you guys like to talk about, or who would you like to see as a guest? And then we can see them all there so that we all go to the same place. Obviously, you can also write to us here as we chit chat. So anybody right now knows what they would be interested
well,
in?
we do have a question here from Linda. Linda from LA. She says, I compete and would love 3 good tips for what you look for as judges. What to do or not to do. So why don't we go there since we have a question?
Babette, your top 3, go.
All right, so Linda, right now, I don't know what level you are, but first and foremost, what I would like to see is when you come out on the floor, you know, when you come out on the competition floor, there are all these like distractors out there. You have like the judges, you have different floor, you have the different lights, there's an audience, and I can really see it in your faces how you deal with that or feel about that. So I would love to encourage you to come out there and just go and be yourselves and enjoy the dancing first and foremost. So I'm not there. Obviously, I need to make decisions. That's my job. My job is to make decisions. But I'm not there in order to look at you and wait for something to go wrong. I'm actually wait for just seeing you as a person, as a human being, enjoying your dancing. And then, you know, obviously everybody is in different stages of development, and development is my favorite word because it doesn't really judge you. You know, you can be, we can all be dancers, and we're all at different stages of development or at different stages of knowledge, and we just all share that with each other. So my job is just to make decisions out there. So yeah, I sometimes look like this because I have to concentrate and catch the number and make my decision and think in my head. So while I'm judging, there's actually a lot of things going on in my head, and I have to like talk to myself and justify to myself, you know, what I'm gonna do or how I'm gonna do this. But my heart is wide open, and I just really want to see you dance. So I encourage you guys, please smile on the floor, just dance and enjoy. Listen to the music. Like, can you remember what music played on the floor after you came off the floor? Or can't you? Because you were so busy with everything else that you cannot control that the music wasn't even there for you. So your challenge that I give for you on the dance floor is, you know, try and step above these distractors. this like dementors, like in Harry Potter, and try and just be yourself and go out there and even forget about us judges, because in the end we're just, you know, it's our job to make decisions, but it's not the end of the world. It's like I sometimes look at everybody, and even so I can't get you in that final, or I cannot get you on the first place. It doesn't mean I don't like you. You know, it doesn't mean that at all. I might have actually enjoyed something about your dancing very much. So that's my 5 cents.
All right. So for me, I completely agree with everything Babette is saying. So basically just enjoy and dance. I guess it's always really truly depends what level we're judging. I can tell you for sure that I'm a little bit pickier towards professionals, because they're doing that, most of them, since they're kids. And if there's a certain things that while they're doing pros, I still literally just basically not correct, you know, that's a bit a tough one. So I'll be a little bit more judgmental there. But when we judge pro-am categories, and I know some of you take competitive dancing very, very serious. It's beyond the hobby. But still, that's something that you started to begin with doing for fun. And we all know that's not your profession. So we are much more forgiving in that sense. We really, truly like to see people enjoy dancing. But if I have to absolutely categorize, for me, musicality is number one. This is my absolute, I'm going to put my foot down, kind of. I usually say to my students, you could be the best dancer on the floor. You could move the best. But if you're dancing off time, I would unfortunately still give that last place. Because for me, people that dance without the music, it's like, can you imagine you're going to go to an opera, the curtains are opening, the person comes out, they start singing and it's off key. You'd be like, ah! So for me, that way, music, when a person moves to the music, their dancing becomes much more fun to watch. Like I also say things like, when what we see agrees with what we hear, only then we start to feel, because then everything just joins together because of the music. So for me, that would be number one. Second one, this is already a kind of a tough one, because there's too many aspects. We can say it's technical, it's the posture, it's the choreography, it's your speed, it's even your look. That's actually part of that as well. And then I kind of take a step back and I try to look to overall package, because sometimes one person could be more technical, but another person is more musical. So now I'm comparing pears and apples. Which one do I prefer? And that particular moment, in that second, I have to make that decision. And sometimes it's very short. So that would be mine. So it wasn't top three, but the music for me is definitely a big one. Snejana?
Well, I think in my practice, and I think from the things that I love to teach, is presentation. For me, presentation is the first thing that creates an opinion, because when we see somebody and we can connect with them. So the smile is important, how you walk on the floor with the elegance, or, you know, just a mature look. It would be the first thing that showcases if you're nervous or not. So that is a very important thing to practice, because before the music starts, you're already performing during the competition. So I love to observe that before anything starts, just because it's elegance, and it could be elegant, and one of the most important factors. The second one, I think I love to see people being in a present moment. I don't like them to get distracted while they're dancing, saying hello to their friends, or, you know, acting out. And see, my dog agrees. And I think it's just another moment that I appreciate is a recovery. When people make a mistake, how do they recover? Yeah. What state of mind are they in? Do they enjoy the moment of recovery, or do they actually get very upset and angry? And that is the biggest thing. I have somebody joining. I'm not sure.
It's okay.
Wait.
I love to see the present moment, recovery, and presentation, because it's definitely three biggest qualities before any technical aspects. Because then you start to compare, and that becomes different levels, right? But for somebody that I can recommend is presentation, present moment, enjoying, smiling, and making sure that when you recover or when you make a mistake, you enjoy that moment.
Right. So Lida also asked this is what not to do.
What not to do? Not to get so upset over it.
Right. With your partner when you're walking on the floor or off the floor, that's definitely, don't do that.
Well, yes, because I'm sorry, Lynn, I'm talking over you. I always like to go in an old fashioned. I love to talk about royalties. When you meet the royalty, when you present yourself to them, you're not going to just chit chat and kind of walk casually and then all of a sudden take a great posture and start dancing when the music comes in. I think it's part of our business to etiquette, and that is an etiquette, right? To walk gracefully and be prepared from the moment you enter the dance floor.
But for me, it's also, I teach a lot of things with the thought of connection first, because in order to connect to somebody, you have to concentrate in your mind already on what you're gonna do. You're gonna have to have your poise and posture right, otherwise you cannot connect. You're gonna have to have some awareness of your gravity center, and you have to have some knowledge of movement, and you have to concentrate to do that. So it shows me, what are you concentrating on? Are you concentrating on what you're about to do? And are you having yourself in check and connect to your partner and kind of go into this bubble with your partner, which is kind of, you create an intimate situation, and the spectators, they're allowed to like go in and watch this atmosphere that you create, this like micro atmosphere just with you and your partner. Or actually, are you on your own and you're just dancing your routine and maybe give your partner a weird look because he just made a mistake and he disturbed you in your routine that you are performing, and you're really not with your partner, and you are like thinking about everything else. So the great performances that move me usually is of somebody who really knows what to concentrate on, and usually it's a concentration within yourself, an awareness of your gravity center, and then a concentration towards your partner, and creating this micro atmosphere that people, you can really see out of it. You're with your partner, but everybody else can see in. So that's something I notice, and something that creates an atmosphere on the floor. So probably that's a little bit more for the higher levels there, not so much for the pro-ams.
So for the beginning and for the, I guess, the beginner levels, we should recommend something that they can practice in themselves. So the focus is on themselves, and then later on it transitions to the look of the partnership and connection. So you connect to yourself first, and then you start to develop things that connects with two individuals. Is that correct?
Yes, but you have to actually think about just a few right things when you're doing that. So if you think about the audience, whatever, everything you can control, you're already not doing that. We just got in a question from DC International Dance. That's Cherise. So she says, so I have an older ballroom dress. It's not technically ballroom as it doesn't have floats. It's a smooth dress, but it's all I have. I'm going to be competing standards. So does that mean I will automatically get marked down as it's an older style and not technically the correct style dress? This would be in Pro-Am. All right.
So obviously, Snow just mentioned presentation is a big part of our industry, and we have this crazy, I call it a war makeup, and the hair and the costumes and everything that comes with it. But guys, you still need to understand, it's not about whether the dress is old or new or how many stones it has. It's literally, does it fit you nicely? That's really what it is. Like, I can have a classy Chanel black dress, and the next time wear it with the pearls, next time wear it with a bow, next time. So
flowers.
Exactly, with the flowers. So it's not whether you have those floats or don't have the floats, whether it's old style or not. Is it in a good condition? Does it look nice on you? So we don't really mark down people that don't have as an expensive costume. That's not part of the, you know, if somebody comes out and the dress is completely ripped, let's say, and just looks bad and it's all chewed up because it's not ironed, maybe you'll be like, I wish they ironed it, right? But you don't like mark them down. If that person is still the best dancer on the floor, you would still judge their dancing. I just hope that if that person has a coach, that they can come up to them. Let's say if it's my couple, I would have come up to them after the comp and I would say, hey, can you please next time iron your dress? But it's not about whether it's old style. That's my opinion. It's like some people, pro-am people come up and dance in practice clothes because we know they just started dancing. This is all they have. We also don't know what people's financial situation is. So in my opinion, it's not that punishable, if that's the right word to use.
Personally, I would prefer a simple, very simple dress with no stones at all. If it's fitting well, if it's classy put together, you can wear something very simple. I would prefer that over a dress that's like where somebody tries to reminiscent a top dress and then it's just full of frills and stuff and everything's on there that we can find. And, you know, it just doesn't, I would always prefer for simplicity over trying so hard to look a certain way, because you know, it's like it's a very personal question. Probably I would have to answer that. If that's my student, I would have to answer that in a personal way. But overall, is, you know, if you don't have that dress, work on your dancing every time. Just work on your dancing and make sure you just look groomed. Grooming for me is a big thing, because if you are a well-groomed person, you can literally throw on anything and you're gonna look good. So groom yourself, have your hair in place, have your makeup in place, have a beautiful tan on, you know, like have a beautiful poise and posture that goes with presentation, so you as a person already shine. And then hopefully the dress is gonna enhance it. I always say I have dresses that help me, and then I have dresses that I have to give a lot of help. So, you know?
So I truly think that in this situation, right? Can you hear me, guys?
Yes.
Oh, can you? Yeah, because I sometimes mute myself when the dogs are barking or people are, so I just want to make sure that you can hear me. So for me, it's that's a very interesting question, because I'm a person, a big believer, and that's what made me successful in my career with my last 2 world championships in Alpha Maris, is that you have to have your own team. You can't put everything into one basket. You can only ask your dance instructor what is great. I think we have plenty of amazing stylists out there, like, you know, Design to Shine, Doré, Lenique. There is so many experts that when you have the situation about the costuming, you can go to them and speak with your own budget, saying, this is what I can afford. What do you think? What do you suggest? And they can help you to find what is important and what is a style at that point, or even the dresses that you already have, they can make it that it fits you. That's number one. And I think they can make it that it's more current with not as much of expense. I worked with lots of different stylists during my career, and my dresses, my world championship dress, had no stones on it. You know, so it was about the dancing. And like Babette said, it is important how you feel, and you have to really shine, and you have to really just feel good about it. So the dresses don't have to be so expensive.
Okay. So I just want to let you know, guys, we started with 7 people, but now we already have 19. Whoop, whoop. That's pretty amazing for our first talk. I'm so excited.
Yeah. Yeah. So team is important, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah. Have your team, have your coach, have your dress designer, have your makeup and hair stylist. They can suggest things for you, teach you through the process. Don't only depend on one person. That would be the advice that I can give.
But also have a strong sense of self. You know, I had some fabulous dress designer who worked with me, or who supported me. I have to say thank you to Jordi. I have to say thank you to Doré. I have to say thank you to El Dance Design. who really supported me through my career. But then, you know, I also had some trials and errors and looks that I wish I didn't have. And that's just part of the process as well. So again, don't be so hard with yourself. If you go out one time and it isn't what you feel it should be, you know, that's development, because, you know, you go to competition to develop. You know, yes, you want to give your best that you have right now, but there's so much learning in it too. So.
And having a trial runs in your studio, I think, is important before the competition as well. I think you can put your dress on for the dance rehearsal and have a video. I mean, we all have cell phones, right, that we can record and see if you like it. Do you see yourself? Do you like the look that you're in? Do your hair and makeup. See what works better for you, the lower bun, the higher bun. What is that you're looking for? Hello. Magnus is joining us.
Not a munchkin of mine.
Oh, hello. Hey, Odie.
They think that it's the best thing ever. They get mommy and daddy at home and we get to play. Right. Well, mommy is talking to my friends right now. I'll get to you soon. Love you.
I want to go behind you.
Sorry. The perks of the live talk.
Hi, Tony. Hi, Meg.
So I think we have another question. Babette, do you see it? Because it just blinked in mine, but I'm not sure.
Sorry, guys.
I thought maybe on camera would be good.
Oh, yeah, you think? Okay.
Okay, let's refocus. Do we have more questions?
Miranda, can you mute yourself? I can mute you from here. I'm sorry. Oh, here we go. Thank you.
Are we good, Babette? Do we have questions?
Yeah, there's one more question from Linda. It says, to this point, one of the last competitions I attended, a few of the judges thanked me for wearing age-appropriate dresses for my age, 65. So too much skin on wrinkly bodies is not pretty. All right.
Well, I think, you know what, Babette? Because we only have several minutes left, I think we're actually getting to that point where maybe we can have a guest, like a, you know, dance designer or something like this for the show, for the next show, and they can answer all those questions. Because we can say as much as we want to, but the expert would be cool. What do you think with that as a subject or as a guest?
Well, I think that would be great. I think that would be great.
Yeah, so we can answer those questions all about the dresses, so it doesn't steer in the same direction, but we can give it a little bit of a guest person and answer that in the next talk show.
But I do still have to agree with the age-appropriate dress, of course.
No, that's absolutely, yes.
18-year-old skinny girl with all the cutouts and beautiful body, yes. You know, if I'm a little bit, you know, older or a bit heavier, then the dress should be a bit different. So it's nice to hear nice to see when people do wear age-appropriate dresses. For me.
You know, it becomes very personal. For me, that's really like a one-on-one conversation, because what I don't want to do, I want to encourage people. I don't want to hurt people's feelings. So it becomes, if I say, well, if somebody comes out and they show me their dress and they're beaming about it and I feel great in it, and I'm like, okay, well, you know, I still want them, I would choose feeling confident and beautiful over everything. So if you feel beautiful in that dress, I don't care if it's age appropriate or not, I want you to really feel beautiful. If you can rock it and if you feel great, please do rock it. I don't want to be the judge of that. So, because otherwise, like, it becomes like this, like, restriction and like, oh, can I wear this? Can't I wear this? Are my arms fat? And then it can easily flip into something that is very difficult to process in your mind, you know? So I would like to make this like more a one-on-one conversation, person by person, a more sensitive subject. But first and foremost, like, you know, if you feel great in a dress, please wear it.
Well, that's why I think we can answer with a guest speaker, and they can actually say, what can you do to modify that dress that you still have the same dress, but it looks flattering.
Yeah.
because there is many things that you can add. You can add see-through sleeves that is mesh. You can add the mesh backs and everything like that. But
that's why we have the expert, because like we are seeing it from a judging perspective or from a teaching perspective. So it would be really helpful to have somebody here who does that for a living. That's what they do.
Oh, that's a cool question. Let's wrap it up on this last question where it says, how do we deal with the social distancing, and do we, we can teach or whatever it is. No, we do still teach. We just teach it
online,
and we actually provide a great service and connect with our students and still staying connected with everyone. And so each one of us are still being very active.
I agree. Like, I'm having my classes up, I'm doing lessons. I'm just looking at our Facebook feed. So ask everybody is teaching. We're just teaching virtually right now. So I can actually beam. I can go to every place like this via the internet. So, we do work.
Yeah, and I say this is exactly how we deal with the social distancing. So I actually talked about creating a dance talk. When was it? Like back in fall?
It was November. Right? It was November we talked about this.
But we were all so busy because we have our own, and if not for the situation we're in, I don't know when this project would have took off. So this is how we're dealing with it. We're like, finally, let's do it because we miss seeing each other. At least this way, we're actually going to get to talk every week.
But I do have to say, do support your dance teacher and your dance studio, whoever you're with, because it's not easy times, especially for those who have brick and mortar schools, So it's not easy times for everybody. It's not just like, oh, everything is fine. No, it's not. So if you can support your teacher, definitely like get used to the online lessons. There's a great value in it. We're really doing all a great job with it, and keep dancing, because now we have an opportunity, in every catastrophe or like whatever this is, there's an opportunity. So the opportunity right now is, while everybody's sitting on the couch, is if you get up and if you actually work with your teacher, improve, get all this sorted out, guess in what state you're going to be when you're actually back on the dance floor. That's time the other ones cannot make up. So take your opportunity. There it is. I just handed it to you.
Develop yourself. Enjoy the life while we are at home. Get yourself in shape, and definitely join your favorite instructors. Contact them, connect with them, and see what they can do for you and what,
All right. I think we're coming to the end right now. We have a couple minutes left. So it's unfortunately already time to say goodbye. That flew like so quickly.
I know, right?
Yes. Time flies when you're having fun.
So we love you all, and we hope you stay safe, stay active. Make sure that you get up and move a little bit, and let's meet each other next week. Yes, is that what we're doing?
10 a.m. LA, whatever the time it is in your zone. Bye.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
See you then. Watch out for the code. Love you guys. Thanks for being here.
Yes. Bye-bye.
Bye.